What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Lost Ninja Turtle, co-founder of Task Force 77, my current clan. We are a PS4 Battlefield clan only, and we're going to be taking a look at aircraft here in Battlefield 1. But before we do, watch this roadkill, guys. This guy bails out of his plane, and I nail him with the prop in midair while he's trying to parachute down. So, beautiful, beautiful, and hilarious kill. But we are here to talk about Battlefield 1 and the aircraft. Little background on me. I've played a lot of Battlefield games, and primarily I've always taken an air support role. So, I love aircraft in Battlefield games, and I love flying in general. This game kind of threw me for a loop when I got my beta. First thing I obviously wanted to do was hop in the aircraft, and it really threw me off, actually. I didn't initially like them. I thought I was going to hate it, and I did for my first couple minutes until I got the hang of the aircraft. Now I love them, and I feel very, very, very confident and comfortable in them. Definitely, I'm going to be a force to be reckoned with in the air. So, a couple things I want to note. The planes now have bullet drop. The past games, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, any of those, even Battlefield 1942, didn't really have aircraft, bullet drop. This does, and it's a little bit to get used to, but once you do, you can definitely start putting shots on target with ease. And I think I cut my teeth on this line, or this train of thinking, in War Thunder. War Thunder has bullet drop for its World War II planes, so that's where I think I kind of got used to this rather quickly. So bullet drop is something to account for when you're shooting. You're always going to want to aim out in front of your target, never directly at your target. As it's moving, your bullets will just continue to drop behind the target if you're aiming directly at it. So you always want to aim ahead of your target when you're firing at them. That way you can kind of get the bullets more on target. If you're having trouble, try shooting directly at them at first and notching your reticule ahead of them slowly so you can kind of walk those bullets in and get them on target. The next thing that is different about this is they have flight model damage, which I was very, very surprised about, but actually very, very happy with. I rather liked it. So, flight model damage. If I shoot an enemy's wing, it is going to take damage. It's going to be hanging pieces of fabric and wood off of the end of their wing. Now, it's not just aesthetic, it's not just for looks, it actually affects the flying of the aircraft, and permanently at that. So, my number one tip for when you're in a dogfight is to absolutely, at all costs, aim for the enemy's wings. Don't try to aim for the center of where you might pilot snipe or any of that. Don't try to aim for the engine block. I would aim for the wings first. Pick a side and keep hammering on that wing. That way they take flight model damage. And what happens then is their plane wants to kind of pull to the right or the left, depending on which wing you damage. And that is going to make it a lot harder for them to dogfight. And they're going to be easy pickings at that point. So my second tip is aim for the wings. Destroy the wings, and you're going to destroy the plane soon thereafter. Now, another new addition to this is the use of a scope. Just like when your boot's on the ground, you can aim down your sights. You can see here that I have an aiming reticule if I hold down the left trigger button. This is great for doing gun runs on the ground. This is great for fine-tuning your aiming if you're in a dogfight and you're directly on an enemy 6 and he's flying straight and level. But usually I found this very useful for flying on gun runs. Now I try to stay in the third-person view most of the time when I'm flying. That way I have more situational awareness. But when I'm aiming at a ground target, I'll switch from third person to the cockpit to the gun scope. That way I can shoot at tanks or people on the ground with a lot more accuracy zoomed in like that. Final thing I want to note is you can see here in this next clip we have dynamic weather. This does affect the flying of the plane. You can see we're in high winds here. It's much more turbulent. This is going to affect your aiming. That doesn't much matter for this poor pilot that I get on his 6 though. He is doomed anyway once I am on his 6. So hasta la vista and goodbye. Anyway, these have been my tips for Battlefield 1 for the aircraft. If you like what you saw, hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And thanks for watching, guys. Peace.